Chapter 9 of The Tree Dwellers by Katherine Elizabeth Dopp. Recorded for LibriVox.org. Things to think about. At the drinking place the river's banks were low. In many other places they were high and steep. In some places there was a solid wall of rock. In other places the rocks were broken and worn. In some places there were deep holes in the rocks. We call these holes caves. They were made long ago. Can you think how they were made? Can you think what the caves were used for? Sharptooth goes to the river. Before sunrise the next morning, Sharptooth awoke. She opened her eyes and looked out upon the hills. She heard animals moving about. A large cave bear was passing by toward his cave. Hyenas, too, were stealing down to their caves. Many flesh-eating animals were slinking away to their dens. They were tired with their night's work. Most of them had eaten until they were satisfied, and now they were ready to sleep through the day. The wild cattle were coming back to the hills. The baby awoke. Sharptooth played with him a moment. Then she put him under her arm and slipped down the tree. She started down toward the river, but she did not go by the trail. It was safer to walk in the shadow of the tall trees. Once she suddenly grasped a branch of a tree and swung herself up and looked about. She had heard a rustling in the underbrush. Long ago she had learned what such sounds meant. So she swung on the branches until she reached the river. She listened a moment in the tree. Then she slipped down and ran to the water's edge. She dipped up the water with her hand. She drank some and then gave some to the baby. He was so pleased that he laughed aloud. As quick as a flash, Sharptooth sprang for the tree. She was afraid the hyenas were in the thickets. She was afraid they had heard the baby laugh. She talked to the baby in a strange language. She made queer clucking sounds. After that he was always quiet when they went to the river. He must have understood what she said. Things to do. If there is a cave near where you live, visit it. Model in sand some high river banks with caves. Show where Sharptooth went to drink and where the hyenas were hiding. Show how she gave water to the baby. Show how she sprang for the tree when the baby laughed. Draw a picture of Sharptooth and the baby. Ask someone to read you the first story in Kipling's second Jungle Book. End of Chapter 9. This recording is in the public domain.